Hi, I'm Diana Iannarone, and I was just planning on taking a few minutes to talk to you about a few things that might give you something to consider in a time when you potentially have more time. The question I have for you is, do you believe you feel your feelings or think your feelings? The reason why I'm asking that question is I am definitely finding that right now people have a lot of more time than they typically have of maybe we might say doing nothing. And aside from being consumed by fear, which will do nothing but deteriorate your immune system and definitely not bring you anywhere good, shut off the news, disconnect from that outer reality, because you need to get enough information so you have a clue what's going on. But if you get consumed by that information, you will get in fear mode, you will have adrenaline rushing, you will be terrified. And I know some of you are likely in very dire situations financially with your jobs and all of this, and I absolutely empathize and feel for you and know that in the end you're going to be okay, and you'll be more okay if you cannot be wrapped in fear. Because when you're wrapped in fear, your emotional brain kicks in, and your emotional brain is the fight, flight, freeze, and so on. And what we need then is more of your logical brain, so that you can do things more rationally and so on. So as much as I think that that's all very important, that's not what I want to emphasize right now. As a society or a culture or just being human, we tend to be more doers than beers, if you will. Like human beings, we know that means we're being, okay? But we tend to be doers. And basically, now when people have more time, if you speak to many of the people, what they're doing is cleaning out closets, organizing pictures. So many people are doing that, which I think is kind of fun actually. But everybody's doing, and it's sort of a distraction from just being. And being literally means just that, just idle time. And when people find themselves in idle time, they often find themselves doing things that are not productive to the cultivation of the life they want. They have idle time, so they drink more. They have idle time, so they eat more. All this idle time, instead of being something that can thrust you forward, very often is something that will take you back. And what I can tell you is certain things we do cause chemicals in our brain to upset our body and our homeostasis, like everything just being in balance. And so we want to be aware of what we're doing. Is it being productive or is it being harmful? So even though I understand the compulsion to do something that's maybe not positive, what if you just took little pieces of time and just decided, I'm going to spend this time trying to get to know me a little bit. And the reason why I said, do you think your feelings or do you feel your feelings, is one of the things that happens when I work with people and I try and get to their feelings, the first feeling that normally comes up is numb. And that's what we do, especially if we've been hurt a lot in our heart. Our heart has decided it's not safe to feel. Maybe we've been vulnerable with people that we couldn't trust and we felt the betrayal that comes with that. That's huge. Maybe we grew up in environments where we were told, seen and not heard, not to have our feelings voiced. It's weakness to feel. I mean, I could do a whole, hour program, which I'm not going to, on just our feelings and the way that they've been stifled throughout our life. Our feelings is what we were supposed to be able to understand were good and right. And we were supposed to learn that from our mom. Our mom was supposed to teach us that what we feel is okay, that we're okay no matter what we feel. But that usually didn't happen. No offense to moms, it's just the nature of the beast. You could have gotten it from your dad. It's like whoever had the more female energy, that's where the nurturing comes from. And it was supposed to let us know we're okay. So if you fell off your bike, dad might have said, get on that bike, let's get going. Where what was supposed to happen is mom was supposed to say, oh, you must be hurting. It's okay that you're hurting. Oh, anybody would be crying if they were hurt, and so on. But because that didn't happen to most of us throughout our life, we just sort of slowly over time numbed out our heart. So where is it safer to be if it's not safe to be in your heart? It's safer to be in your head. So a lot of people just stay in their head all the time. And that's what generates our doings. So all of a sudden you've got more time and you want to do something else, or I guess that's not the right language because doing something else is not what I'm after here. But basically, if you're always in your brain, it's stimulating. You're always stimulated and you're always wanting to do. And what if you try to just spend some time getting down into your heart? Because let me tell you what rests there, aside from the obvious love, creativity, connection to spirit. That's where everything is that will bring your life to a new level. And unfortunately, our patterns that have been with us most of our life were created when we were a child. Not necessarily with wisdom, but just with, this is the environment I'm in. I have to adapt to this environment, so I'm going to be like this. And then we march forward in that same position for a long time, never really looking at it. And now everything's been halted. Now's the time. And I know some of you just probably want to punch me in the face. Like, I've got too much to worry about. I understand, but we're talking, find 10, 15 minutes a day. Look on YouTube for meditation, something that resonates with you. I like to tell people to imagine themselves as a little person. And those fire escape ladders, you could picture them, like one of those that roll down. Picture one of those and come down to your heart and get in front of your heart and think what it would feel what it would feel like to go in that heart. Do you feel scared? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel nothing? Just get in touch with your heart. Years ago, I don't even know how many, I took a program with a company called HeartMath, and it talks about mind and heart congruence. And when you get those aligned, you can move forward and feel freer and have more peace and so on. It actually was a device that you can connect to your finger. And if you had mind and heart congruence, it would, on your computer screen, there would be a like a coloring book, outline. And if you were in congruence, it would paint. And, it would color in. And if you weren't in congruence, then it wouldn't. Because the messages are all jumbled when you're not in heart and mind congruence. So if you're only in your head, I describe it to people is as if you're only using your left hand to go through your whole life. Just your left hand. And your right hand's just dangling here, nothing to do. So what I'm suggesting is to take this time to learn about your right hand, which is your heart and your spirit and more connection to your soul, and get them working together so that you can get your creativity going. And how many of you have been in jobs you don't like or in situations you don't like, and you've been too busy doing and being in the distraction of life to even pay attention on whether you really wanted to change that, whether you wanted to get out of that, whether you wanted to try something new. So what if you just sort of maybe wrote a list of the things that you might like to try that you haven't tried, or do that you haven't done, or maybe you want to just consider whether or not you are where you want to be. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Dispenza, I have a lot of respect for him. I feel like he took what I've been teaching for forever, and he has the science behind it that just justifies it all, which I really love. But he basically says if you want your life to be new, you have to create yourself anew. You have to become a new person. Because as you've heard me say many times, our beliefs that drive us, we've had them forever, since before we were 7 years old. And those patterns become rituals. And that's why I always talk about the tug of war, because we're going, I don't want to be drinking anymore, or I don't want this relationship anymore, or I don't want this job anymore, or whatever. But then your other side is like, this is the way it is, and you're in this constant tug of war. Well, that tug of war is because your unconscious mind is so powerful, the gorilla, keeping you embedded in what you're in. Take this time, please, and really go within and try and seek what you, the genuine person in there, uninhibited or uncontrolled by all your past experiences, really wants. And just spend 10 minutes a day imagining it. Because if you're thinking your feelings, you can't manifest what you want, because it has to be heart and mind congruence. Your feelings and your mind have to be the same. You've heard me say that we are congruent people, which means our outer world is a reflection of our inner world, our inner thoughts, our inner feelings. So if we don't like what we see, We've got to change what's on the inside. So imagine what you want. Cause yourself to feel the feelings that it would feel like if you had it, and live from that perspective with thoughts that are congruent with it. If you just have the thought and your feelings are numbed out, you're going to remain stuck. So maybe the thing that you want, you don't know what it would feel like, but you know it would be joyful. So then just think of a time that you were joyful and get in that feeling and carry that feeling around with you. And as I said, find meditations and things that help you. Just get some downtime, get some being time, be with yourself, learn to connect with yourself, and know that you're going to be okay. Anytime fear comes up, just know it's acting in opposition to everything that will bring you somewhere good. And I always mention that, of course, I did write a book, Me and My Shadow. It is on Amazon. It is about moving from fear and control to love and freedom. Lastly, I'll say I help people get an internal locus of control instead of an external one, which means you get to be the eye in any storm. You're not controlled by external circumstances as much as you might be now, and you can see what's happening without necessarily being in that as if it's the reality. So go inward, create your own reality, get inside yourself. If you need help, I do offer a free consultation. You can reach me at diana@redthornsolutions.com. And just take some time for you. It's going to be okay. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.